My daughter isn't cute, so I'll give her to you. My sister disappeared after leaving her 4-month-old baby in our kennel. My husband and I tried our best to reach her, but eventually we lost communication. At a loss, we were taking care of the little girl. But since then, strangely enough, good luck has continued. We loved the baby as a child who brings happiness. On the other hand, at that time, my sister seemed to have had a series of miserable things. Please enjoy to see how my sister and I ended up living opposite lives, and how it ends. Serena, I'm sorry you don't have children, you can take care of my child. My sister, Abril, handed her 4-month-old daughter as if throwing her at me, and I rushed to pick her up. My niece, Ava, started crying because she was surprised. Oh, noisy child, she cries every day and I really hate it. It's because you're treating Ava roughly. When I paid attention, my sister, whose face had been contorted in a sullen manner, raised the corner of her mouth with a grin. Are you jealous of me? You are in your 40s and have no children, and I gave birth to Ava at the age of 33. Are you frustrated? In fact, my husband and I became too old and financially demanding, and we gave up fertility treatment when I reached my 40th birthday. As I turned my head and bit my lip, Abril pushed me even further. I mean, you call yourself a novelist, but you're actually just a stay-at-home mom. But I won the prize. But you couldn't publish the book, it's really miserable, so good luck babysitting. My sister went back to her house, which was about a 10-minute walk away. She had become a popular illustrator and often came to our house to leave her daughter Ava because her cry was noisy. Even though the work has nothing to do with the author's personality, I wonder how she gets so many offers. As I held Ava in my arms, I was filled with feelings that I couldn't get through. One day, my husband Nathan, who is an office worker, said that he could take a vacation, so the two of us decided to go out. I'll take you wherever you want to go, whether it's a museum or a museum. It's your day off, so you can go wherever you want, Nathan. Well, I think it's good that it could be the subject of your work, because I like Serena's novels. I was touched by my husband's gentle care. Then, while we two were enjoying a museum date for the first time in a long time, there was a smartphone and an incoming call. When I saw that the other person was displayed on the screen, I couldn't help but frown. It's from my sister. I didn't really want to talk to her, but I couldn't ignore her phone either. Abril, what's wrong? Oh, Serena? Your house door was locked, so I left it in the kennel. What? What are you talking about? I had a bad feeling about my sister's words, and my heart was racing. Meant my daughter Ava. I'm giving her to you because she's not adorable. Please take care of her for a while. Huh? People in the hall stared at me, who was scared and shouted unintentionally. I hurriedly lowered my voice and decided to listen to my sister. What? Why all of a sudden? I'm going on an overseas cruise, so I can't enjoy it if I have kids. I was at a loss for words for her two selfish reasons, and Abril continued to talk to me. Ava is always crying and noisy, and she looks like a monkey, and I don't think she's my child. You can't say that. My sister didn't seem to want to listen to me, and I sensed that she was about to hang up, so I tried hard to hold on. Wait a minute, we're out now, we need to hurry up and protect Ava. It was a summer day, and the temperature was forecast in the morning TV show to be the hottest at this time of year. However, my sister was ignorant, saying, "It doesn't matter to me anymore. The ship has already left, so I'm heading to the port, but you don't have money, so you can't go on an overseas cruise like me. Abril, go back now, don't piss me off." Ahaha, I'm not scared at all if you get angry. As it was, the call was cut off. I talked to my husband about my conversation over the phone with my sister and decided to contact the police for the time being. After explaining the situation and asking for the baby's protection, we rushed back to the house. When I took her to the hospital just in case, my niece was a little dehydrated from the heat, but there was nothing wrong with her life. We patted our chests with relief. I'm glad I left the kennel there. Yes, that's true. The small red-roofed building in the yard was handmade by Nathan a long time ago for our dog outside, but now no one uses it anymore. However, I didn't feel like removing the mementos with my dog, so I left them there. But thanks to that, the baby was out of direct sunlight. Besides, if there was a dog, Abril wouldn't have let Ava in the kennel. I thought that this was how Ava was alive because of a combination of good luck. Since then, I've contacted my sister several times, but she still won't talk to me. I can't do it because I'm already on the ship, or do you want to order the ship back just for me? How many weeks does that overseas cruise last? It's only for 3 months, but if there's a country I like along the way, I might stay there. I was dismayed by my sister's sloppy attitude. It's true that she's a freelance illustrator, so she can live abroad if she feels like it. What are you going to do about Ava? That's why I'm going to give her to you. See you then. Eventually, we lost contact and my husband and I were at a loss to take care of Abril's daughter. However, since we welcomed our niece, Ava, into our home, strange but lucky, things have started to happen in quick succession. For example, for something small, I would take her in the stroller and go for a walk, and every time the traffic lights would turn green. At first, I didn't care, thinking it was a coincidence. Eventually, however, my luck began to turn in my favor, as the novel I wrote won a prize in a contest, my husband got promoted, and he won the lottery ticket he bought. Finally, a novel that had been serialized on the internet as a personal hobby caught the attention of a publisher, and I even received an email inviting me to make it into a book. Ava has brought us good luck. My husband and I hugged our niece lovingly. Taking care of a baby was hard, but for those of us who don't have children, everything was new to us, and we were having fun raising her. In addition, the story I came up with to put Ava to bed was even asked if I would like to make it into a picture book. And to my surprise, they even launched a project with a publisher. However, when I was discussing with a publisher about turning my novel into a book, I noticed something strange. Abril, no way. Knowing the outrageous truth, I involuntarily took my breath away, but I still can't get in touch with her. In the end, I had no choice but to wait for my sister to come home. Then, after a 3-month trip abroad, Abril came back to my house. You've finally published a book? Congratulations! You're a great writer now. She changed her attitude and gave me a sly smile as she leaned up to me. I don't need any compliments, you're here to get Ava back, aren't you? When I broached the subject, Abril grinned. Thank you for taking care of my daughter so far, I no longer need you. It's funny, you are the one who gave her to me saying she's not pretty, and you forced me to take care of her. I don't know, you're misunderstanding it maybe? Anyway, give me Ava back now. She told me that from the day she let go of her daughter and boarded the ship, for some reason, a series of unfortunate things had happened, and she had been miserable. I was on a cruise ship and after I cut off contact with you, the ship was caught in a storm and shook badly, so I was very seasick. So you lost contact? No, that's not all, I left the room for a distraction, and then a thief stole my wallet and phone that I left in my room. As a result, my sister, who had lost her means of communication, seems to have lost contact with me in the United States. In addition, the computer brought on board suddenly malfunctioned for unknown reasons, and it became impossible to do the illustration work that I had been commissioned to do in the United States. In that case, I guess she was no longer able to enjoy overseas cruises. All the data I've drawn so far has been blown away, and I've had jobs that I have been turned down for missing deadlines without being able to contact them. Not only illustrators, but it is natural that if you fail to meet the deadline and lose credibility once, you will not be able to get a job anymore. It was easy to imagine that she had lost so many clients on that overseas cruise. Couldn't you borrow a smartphone from your husband? He cheated on another woman he was on the same boat with and ran away overseas. Abril gritted her teeth and stepped on the ground out of frustration. That's all because I let Ava go, and if I get her back, I'll be as lucky as you. Then she must have come to yell at me, "Give me my daughter back." But I shook my head, silently. "I'm sorry, but I can't give you Ava." "Oh, she's my child." "What right do you have to say that? You've only taken care of her for 3 months, and you're not a mother." "Abril, you know I published a book, right?" When I changed the subject, my sister looked like she couldn't keep up with the conversation, saying, "Well, yes. But it was by no means an irrelevant story. The cover of my book, you were actually a candidate for illustrator." "Really?" "I couldn't use my phone or computer, so I couldn't contact them and missed my chance." She just shrugs her shoulders disappointedly. "But my point didn't end there. Your publisher has looked into the illustrations you're working on." Abril, who had shrugged her shoulders at the unusual atmosphere, quickly clouded her expression. "Yes, when I was talking to publishers and looking for potential illustrators to draw the cover of the book, I came across a ridiculous truth about my sister. You have copied other illustrators' drawings and presented them as your own work. Plagiarism. Even on the internet, there was a post that said that my sister's picture and the picture that was suspected of plagiarizing her side by side were almost identical and suspicious, which was highly credible no matter who saw it. From there, bad rumors about Abril began to spread online, and her reputation steadily declined without her knowledge. Originally, my sister used to speak ill of other illustrators and clients on social media, and she seemed to be disliked in the industry. While she was away from the United States, her fame fell to the ground miserably. Abril's face turned pale at the fact that she didn't know before, and I pushed her even further. "And as for Ava, the police are investigating what you left in the kennel." "What? You're kidding. Once they find you, they'll interrogate you. I can't leave Ava to someone like you." The younger sister, who was told such a story, is no longer able to get her daughter back. Abril turned around on the spot and tried to run away immediately. However, she fell with her legs tangled in the middle of nowhere, screaming, "Ouch!" Abril couldn't take it in the sudden, and it seemed that she fell from her face, and her face not only scraped her nose, but also had a nosebleed. And before I knew it, my niece was crawling near the front door. "Forgive me, Ava." When Abril saw her daughter, she sat down and apologized while crying loudly, but Ava, who has grown up to 7 months old, does not seem to recognize her as a mother. I was surprised by my sister's loud voice, and my niece started crying. "Abril, go home now, Ava will be taken care of by us." "Don't say that, I admit I was wrong. Do you know how sad it was to have her left in the kennel? I won't forgive you." Then, a neighbor who thought Abril's loud voice was something unusual reported it, and the police who rushed to the scene decided to take her away. The last time I saw her was with tears and snot and bloody noses, and she was pushed into a police car while crying. You're miserable, Abril. My murmur didn't reach anyone, it was swept away by the wind. I kept Ava in my arms and watched her go in silence until the police car was out of sight. Later, my sister Abril was accused of putting her own daughter in danger. In addition, it turned out that her alleged plagiarism of illustrations was true, and my sister, along with her child abuse, was bashed online. Abril's husband had an affair and fled abroad, but he was never found, and we decided to adopt Ava. And now, when Ava is old enough to enter kindergarten, I read to her every night the picture books I made. The book has become a long-selling book that has been sold in bookstores nationwide and is also available in libraries and kindergartens. This is a story I wrote for you a long time ago. When she's older, I'm going to tell her the story of the good fortune she brought me through this book.